All right, here I am. Uh, how's everybody doing tonight? Let's see who we got in the chat. We've got Melinda Dobson, and there's LJ Woodworks. That's Todd Leginus. We got Hiking with Jackie Boy, Kevin, and there's Leanne Gunther, and Reverend Joe Jacobson. I tell you, this was a week. This was a week that I would never want to have to repeat again. There's Paleto Creations and Tony, Our Cabin in the Woods. And there's Raja. And who else we got? And that's it. How many people we got in the house? Let's see. So we didn't get a whole lot done in the grapes this week. We did work here. I think yesterday and today we got some grapes done. We had our week was pretty consumed by my mom being in the hospital. She was in the hospital for 5 days in the ICU. And I'm still recovering from it myself. So prayers to my mom, everybody, please, because she's still working on it. She's still working on getting back to normal again. James Hall is in here. And but when she got home, Dexter stayed with her as much as he could. She's gonna be okay, but she's not okay yet. Not okay yet. She's extremely weak because I don't know if you guys remember, she was in the ER for like 3 days, 4 days before she went in this last time. So she's been in and out of the hospital for the last 2 weeks. And it has not been easier on her at all. But yes, please pray. Hey there. 2 old people on the couch is in here. Tony, if Angie comes in here, there's a term I have to ask her about as far as the hospital term, and I was told, but I forgot what it is. But if she's around, when I see her come in, she probably will. I'll ask her. There's Farmall and Ford. And what's the term? If I knew the term, I would just say it. That's why I need her to tell me what the term is. I have to ask her the question. Plywood's in here. Good evening. How are you guys all doing? Thank you so much for coming in. And I came in for 3 minutes last week when I did my live, just long enough because they were switching her from the ER to the ICU, and I was standing there in the hall, and it was my live time. I didn't even know if I was going to go live. I was like 10 minutes late for coming into that, and so I figured if I was going to sit there and wait in the hall, I might as well come in and say what was happening. Yeah, they transferred her. Man, they waited a long time to transfer her into that ER. Really, like 5 or 6 hours we waited for. But it was packed. I mean, the ER was loaded with people hurt themselves. And this one woman was sitting with her husband, or at least I assume it was her husband. They were at the registrar's desk, and they were there for a while, and I was trying to sign in or whatever you have to do to get into the ER. And because my dad and my mom were already there, they took an ambulance. My mom took the ambulance, my dad took the truck. And then they turned this woman around, and her ankle was broken and bent backwards. And man, that was something I only see in movies. You only see stuff like that in movies. And Dale's in here. Good evening, and thank you for coming in.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, Johnny?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Prayers for your mom.
Yeah, she still needs them. She still needs them.
Absolutely. So, you got everybody? You said a hello to everybody? I see Ann Dale here. Angie.
Yeah.
Angie's here.
Angie is here. I need to ask her a question. What is it, Angie, when people are in the hospital, like in the hospital for days at a time, and they start getting this hallucination thing going? It's called something. What is that term? If you know, I'm sure you do, being a nurse.
There is Lynn the Farm Okie. Hey, Lynn. How are you guys doing?
Farm Okie.
Lynn Farm Okie. Remember, she was Lynn the Okie, and she's had several different handles. But now
I like how she did her icon. She just jotted it down.
So, but I just got home just a little bit ago. I kind of was able to got me a bite to eat, and here you are. So I caught about the last 10 minutes of MT Homestead, I think. We got the engine and transmission out of the Trans Am tonight. So, hey, Melinda Dobson, Leanne Gunther. I have 3. Yep, Lynn Farmoki. She has 3 handles, three different channels. So you can like Brian's live 3 times then tonight.
Yeah, prayer 3 times too.
Yeah, me too, Tony.
Real close. Yeah.
I had a guy that came and helped me, but it had to be after he got off work. So I spent my entire day disconnecting everything on the car, getting it ready to pull. And then whenever we got around to pulling it this evening, we decided to pull it with an excavator. So he has an excavator, and he went and got it. And I had a cherry picker there, but we used an excavator on it. It was pretty, that was pretty interesting. Worked out.
Hey there, Melinda Dobson. And I saw Chris. And I haven't said hi to him. Thanks for coming in, Chris. Thank you for everybody that called and checked in on me to see how I was doing this week. I was really nice of everyone. Appreciate it.
I'm still snacking, so.
You were snacking last week.
Man, I tell you what, when you don't eat all day, it's. I was out there all day. It's 90 degrees today. What's the weather like up in New York?
Maybe Angie didn't hear me. I asked her a question, or maybe I didn't. I missed it.
She put it down there. It's right there at the bottom.
What's it called?
Hospital-acquired dementia.
Yeah. That's a real thing, people. That's all I'll say about that. Whew. So my dad and I pretty much tag teamed it for the whole time. back is broken sitting in the. You think that they could put a freaking comfortable chair in the?
They don't do it. They don't do that for a reason.
What? To make you leave your loved one so that they're by themselves.
Right. They don't put comfortable stuff in there for a reason. For one thing, you know, the cleanliness standards and stuff like that. So they have to have things that are easy to clean and keep clean. And then, of course, you don't want people just moving in. You know what I mean? Because they will.
Not the waiting room. I'm talking about the room where you're with your.
Yeah, they don't want you hanging out. She put it in there. They don't want you hanging out.
Why? Well, you know what? If we didn't hang out, they would have had to sit there and stare at her the whole time because she needed constant supervision. If you're comfy, you'll go home. Need to go home. Oh, that's Heather Langstrom. Good evening, and thank you for coming in. Well, they could put a little bit of a recline on that chair. Oh, wow. So we got her back, the day before yesterday, and she wasn't able to make it upstairs. So she's been the last couple days, we stayed downstairs with her, but now she's upstairs. And she's very happy to be in her chair.
No cold.
Demoose is in here. Wow, I was dragging today. Jeff Killian, good evening. How you doing?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Roy. How are you doing? Yep.
Oh.
Reverend Joe says only sick people need to stay there.
Her reason for being in the first time she went in, it was because her heart was racing and we couldn't keep it stable. And she was in there for a couple of days, and then she still wasn't feeling good a couple of days after she got out of the hospital. And then for a totally different reason, which when she was in the hospital, they were monitoring her, and her salt levels seemed to be fine. But then she got sick again, and we rushed her. She had to take an ambulance ride, and her salt level, and Angie, I'm sure, knows this, it was down to 112, which 135 to 40 is normal. And it took them 4 days to get that level back up, because you can't do it all at once or you cause trouble. And
Sometimes it's really hard to keep all those levels right and everything. I know. And some people, they just don't test right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell you what, I know some folks who every time they go in, everything is perfect, as far as the testing and stuff like that, but they are sick.
Sounds like the frog syndrome.
Well, no, it's sick. They're sick. I mean, I'm telling you. So I believe low sodium can mess with your mind, says Jeff Killian. Sodium is important. We battled with that lately, says Endale. And
she had 3 things that she was fighting against. She couldn't sleep for 3 days straight. She just couldn't get herself to go to sleep. She had low sodium, and she was also stuck in that hospital bed, which watching that, being stuck in a bed with stuff all hooked to you and on your back for 5 days at a time, that would really take a toll on someone.
Right. Right. So Tony said something about they're looking into our next cruise. Keep me in the loop, Tony, or keep us in the loop, because we're in there. We're there. We're on it. We love that Alaskan cruise.
Now, if I could take a helicopter and they drop me off on the ship, that would be awesome.
They are awesome. Alaskan cruise with NCL is an awesome cruise.
Oh, wow. Your wife goes in for spine surgery.
Spinal surgery.
Well, we will definitely pray for her that all goes well. That's not an easy thing. I know that Troy's wife, Michelle, went through that. I don't know if it's the same type of surgery, but it was definitely on her neck. That's not easy.
Right.
So, prayers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, this is the place to come, or one of many lives to come into to get your prayers. That's for sure. You need a prayer? Go to Alive. You'll get lots of it.
Well, that's something that we all need. We all need prayers. Different things in our lives and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Pray for my dad too, because that was tough.
I bet. And your mom, they're not spring chickens, So they're how old is your mom and dad?
My dad's gonna turn 86 soon.
Hi, Peter.
And my mom is gonna turn 84.
Wow. Yeah, my dad, he's gone now, but my mom, she's about I hate to say it like this. She's in her 80s. She's in her upper 80s right now. My leg wounds are almost closed up, but still seeping. Reverend Joe.
Heck,
Reverend Joe on your wounds.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Good luck. Prayers that keeps going.
Being in the hospital takes a hot minute to recover from. That's right, Ann.
Well, what she's mostly dealing with right now is that she's extremely weak from no mobility. And she doesn't eat she hardly eats at all, which we're going to have to change that. She's going to have to start eating, or she's going to continue to have problems.
Yeah. So, being in the hospital is nowhere to go rest. I can tell you that. You don't rest in the hospital.
Yeah, they don't want you to be comfortable in the
bed either. I'm talking about the people that are in the hospital, not you just lounging around up there. I'm talking about the people. You're looking for a lounge chair. I'm talking about
what I just said. I said
in the bed that are sick. There's no rest. They get you up every 30 minutes over all night long and everything. It's crazy.
Oh, that's for sure. That really upset me because I finally got her to go to sleep, and then they came in. Oh, we have to do physical therapy. Physical therapy? She hasn't slept in 3 days. She finally falls asleep, and you're going to do physical therapy?
Right. That's what I said. There's no
Where
rest.
were you 2 days ago?
It's just the way it is. If you want rest, you go home from the hospital. You don't get it at the hospital.
Okay, it's time to do your jumping jacks.
Yeah, it's time to do your jumping.
That happened a couple of times, and
Yeah, they every time I turned around, whenever I'd be in the hospital, every time I turn around, they're oh, it's time to give you another shot, and they're like, what?
It's time for your sleeping pill.
No, they don't give you a sleeping pill. They just don't, Leanne. They just do not. They do not wait. They do it on their schedule, not on your schedule. Yeah, Jeff wasn't able to get much sleep at all. And Tony says hospital is not for rest. Right. Yeah. It's not. You think you're just going to get to watch TV, sit there with your little remote and sit there and watch TV and just kind of kick back and relax and stuff like no. It ain't like that.
You didn't want to watch TV or anything.
Yeah, if you want rest, go home. That's right. No sleeping pills. They want you out ASAP.
You know what's hard is when your loved one, your mom, or whoever is in the hospital, says they want to go home and they keep insisting, I want out of here. I want to go home. And you have to say, no, you can't.
Well, yeah. Oh, always was a total grump in the middle of the night, flip on all the lights for a sponge bath. Yeah. You know what?
What?
My grandpa was in the hospital, and the one thing he liked was the sponge bath. He said those nurses come in and gave him a sponge. He really liked it. He liked it a little too much. Let's just put it that way. Remember, hospital ain't a vacation. We're trying to fix you to go home, all with love, of course. Yeah, unless you're knocked out. If you're under anesthesia and they're like, replacing your knee or your hip or something like that, or heaven forbid, doing open heart surgery on you, they're not gentle with you. You're a piece of meat on the table, I'm telling you.
Induce me into a coma. No.
Had 13 different opioids and still no relief. Yeah, Jeff, I can't do any of the opioids at all. I hate them. I won't even do them. They've given me those pills and stuff like that, and I won't take them because they never help with the pain, and all they do is make me feel every individual hair on my head for some odd reason. I mean, whenever you feel each one of your hairs individually, there's something wrong.
Well, that's where you wish you had been bald.
Right.
See, I wouldn't feel nothing.
Yeah, you would. It'd be all over here. It said,
well, you said on your head.
Well, this is my head.
Your face.
It's attached to my head.
Well, let's hope.
Oh,
You gotta keep it that way.
And Jeff says they'll bind you up, right? Oh, Perk said had Tony starting a car in midair and skin peeling off his hands. Oh my gosh.
What?
LOL, every hair, perfect analysis. That's right. I mean, that is true. And the only time I've ever really had anything like that is whenever they do like teeth stuff. Now, they did give me something whenever I burnt myself. And I took one and I just hated it. I've still got all the rest of them. I mean, I don't like them. I don't like them at all.
Yeah, plywood. That's what I hear. A lot of people who have had either hip or knee surgery, they feel 10 times better than they did before the surgery.
That's good. That is really good because some people do real good and some people don't. And I think we're all different. We all take it differently. Of course, there's different surgeons. There's different everything. There's a lot of differences. See you, Roy.
Have a good one, Paleto.
So, but anyway, Yeah. As far as that goes, have you? I know you haven't had any time, but are you doing? Are you guys in harvest yet? Harvest season?
We are, and we probably could be having them picked now, but we called and told them to bump us back in line a little bit so we can catch up because the sugar is well over what it needs to be. I mean, it's fine. It's perfect.
How long will the sugar stay where it needs? Where that time?
Well, considering most years we don't even get our grapes picked till about now to the next week or two. It'll be fine. We just started working in them again. We couldn't work in the grapes for the last almost 2 weeks. Well, we might have put a couple of days in between when she was home, but yeah, it's been tough getting out in the grapes. But we should. And my sister was on vacation right about the time my mom went in. She was gone and scheduled to come back, and she came back, and then she got sick. So
She can't go to the hospital, right?
no, she can't help her out because she is sick. I told her, you get sick every single time you go on vacation, so be careful coming here.
Yep. Jeff, you're a funny guy. I was told I could run a marathon after 18 months of knee replacement. Then down farther, he says, funny, I could not run 50 yards before the surgery. Yeah. Just make a bunch of wine, says Angie. Tony says, I think it's all in your mind on replacements. Yeah, to a point, Tony. Some people do real good with them, and some people don't. I'm going to tell you that that's a fact. Some people do real great, some people don't. Christine's dad, he had knee replacement, and it was either knee or hip. Maybe it was knee. And they ended up having to take the knee replacement out of him, and actually they had to fuse his leg straight.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he had no knee because it didn't take at all, and they had nothing to work with after that.
So yes, Reverend Joe Jacobson, I have a button on the top of my head.
He has a home nurse too. He ain't as tough as he acts, right, Angie? Yeah.
Hey, Pine and Oak Woodworks is in here. How
Howdy.
you doing? Thanks for popping in. Missed out on all the fun. Not.
Yeah. Just Angie, just remind Tony that he can get up on top of stuff like the camper and stuff like that and be trapped up there for hours. He has. He's gotten up there and been trapped. Couldn't get down. Had to call a neighbor, I think, to get him down.
Oh, the ladder.
Okay, Johnny, I don't need to hear this. Sorry, Tony.
The ladder falls.
Just saying. I'm going to have a hip one of these days. I'm going to have, knees. I'm sure every single time I stand up, my knees sound like a couple of 22s going off.
Well, the next time you go to an auction, make sure you pick one up so you're ahead of the game.
I could.
Probably. Make sure it's got gears.
Yeah. Right. Tony, you'll be fine, Tony. You'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't listen to me. I'm just you've been through this before. You're good. Holy crap, prayers for Christine if I need knees and hip. Spotted lanternflies. What are those?
I have never heard of them, so I guess the answer would be no.
Brian's asking if they're there yet.
Jeff.
Ann's had a knee. I know Tony's had one. He's going to get another one.
Bionicle.
What we have had is we have had army worms have came and ate our pasture. So we don't have any grass left. And one of the fields where Elmer and the heifers are, I swore that field would be, they would feed them well into November, probably up toward December. And army worms came and wiped that whole thing out.
Melinda wants a left hip when you go to the auction, John.
Sure. Left hip. I got it right here. Left hip.
Just pick up a whole skeleton and you can divvy it out to whoever needs whatever.
Angie says I need a new butt. Mine has a crack in it. Just say it. Oh man. They love grapevines. I would recommend finding something to defeat them. LOL, Angie. That's funny.
Well, if they pick them in the next week, we won't have to worry about any of that. As of now, we don't have any problems. There's Rebecca.
Howdy, Rebecca. Yes, Christine is fine, guys. She's fine. She is fine. She's sleeping. Hopefully she's sleeping. She's fine. Angie was saying that poor Christine, because if I have to have knee replacement or hip replacement, that's why they were saying poor Christine. You know, don't worry about me. I'll be fine over here.
Too bad they couldn't replace your spine when I got all arthritic. And some people I know that really have problems with their back.
Yeah, we did have a blast, Tony. It was awesome. And I can hardly wait for the next one, the next cruise. Man. I was looking at, Christine put a picture on Facebook of us in Glacier Bay standing there on the deck. Oh, that was so awesome. I'd like to be there like right now. I'm telling you. Jeff says being the caretaker is not easy either. That's correct. It's probably harder.
No, it's not. It's not.
Heather says, okay. Because she was thinking that something was wrong with Leanne. I mean, not Leanne, but Christine. And Christine is fine. So I'll tell you what, here's what's funny, guys. I have cellular trail cameras around the place. And every day I'll be over where the cattle are and stuff like that. And Christine, like 3 times a day, she'll walk up our driveway to the mailbox. And every time she comes back carrying boxes of stuff. So the UPS, USPS, and what's that one that nobody likes? FedEx. I think all 3 of them trucks stop here every single day.
I know every time we came back to the gate to go into your house, I bet you there's a package sitting at that gate. And of course, well, you had to get out and open the gate anyway.
Plywood says, I broke my back once. It wasn't bad enough to have surgery because I didn't go to the doctor. Yeah. I've heard some people talk about that they'll never go to the doctor. There was somebody on the live last night that said they would never ever go to a doctor.
I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point where I'm strongly considering what I would accept as far as medications and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I don't take, I take no medication whatsoever.
Neither do I.
Zero.
And I would take, it's easy for me to say now because I don't have to take any medications, but I see people in my life that are just on so many medications and it's just not necessary. My dad was on a lot and he started winging them off himself.
Right. Well, that's what I did. The doctor would say, "Oh yeah, I'll take this, and then take this, and then take this to offset that because you need this because that's going to upset your stomach. So you take this, and then it's like finally, I just one at a time. I just quit taking them. And
I wonder how many people are taking a high blood pressure pill and a low blood pressure pill so they can fight it out. It's ridiculous.
Sure, you can. We can do it, buddy. We can replace that knee. I'm sure we can do it.
I got a drill press, bandsaw.
Sure, but in this community, I'm sure that we can replace.
I got chisels.
I got self tappers
and axes.
Our garage,
I got a post drill too, and a post pounder.
If you have a choice of a pill or death, most will take a pill, right? I just don't take any pills because almost all the pills that I took it was really funny. If you took one, you had to take two more to offset the one. And I thought, well, if I don't take the one, I won't have to take the other two.
Jeff Killian's got a hammer.
That's my way of thinking.
I have seen the knee surgery on YouTube in full detail and just make sure I'm really out if that ever happens to me.
Yeah. I think it's in that video, one of those DVDs called Faces of Death or something like that. But anyway, go to a regular checkup, guys. You don't have to take meds, but please get your blood checked, and all males, please get your PSA levels checked. I do go get all my stuff checked and everything like that. My blood pressure, I'm able to control with diet and stuff. And I don't have any like cholesterol problems or anything like that. And my PSA was great the last time I went. So, the things that they used to give me for blood pressure mainly.
Well, I'll tell you, something was pretty sneaky back about 7-8 years ago. Angie, what is it? The for diabetes, the number that's like a 5.2 to 5.7 and 0.7, or wait a minute, 7. At any rate, mine went up to a 7.2. And he was ready to put me on that diabetic pill or diabetes pill. Yeah. And he said, "You want to wait another 3 months and see what happens?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll wait." I go back in 3 months later, 5.2. And has been 5.2 to 5.4 for the last 7 years. So How was it that those numbers were just climbing, and all of a sudden, they're gone? I don't get that. Unless somebody was trying to put me on diabetic medication.
Yeah, that's the one thing I fear is diabetes because my dad was very diabetic and he had to take the shots every single day. And I remember one time he got off on his dosages and his eyes went crossed. Did you know that if you don't take the right dosage of your insulin, that your eyes will cross? I mean, he never had cross eyes, but he did then.
Well, it takes havoc on your eyes. It's one of the first things to start having real problems, isn't it?
Yes, but literally, you could sit there and look straight at my dad in the face, and his eyes were completely crossed. And we took him. They said, "Oh no, you're off on your." So they got him on the right dosage and straightened his eyes back out.
What'd you do?
Oh, did Dexter do something?
Did he fall down? Did he fall off or jump off? Because it didn't sound like a jump off.
Oh,
I'll have to watch the rewind.
there you go.
My dad just had me pick up 2 bottles of apple cider vinegar. He's been taking it pretty regularly. Oh, that was A1C that I was asking her about.
Stress, sweets, carbs, overweight all contribute to high A1C.
Chris is still lurking.
Yeah, said he jumped down.
He jumped off. Now he runned off. Where'd you go, Dexter?
It is crazy how that works, and we thought something was bad wrong, but the doctor said, "Oh no, he's off on his stuff," and it's like they just got him right back on his injectable and got him the right dosage. And I mean, it wasn't 2 days, and his eyes were right back exactly the way they needed to be. The Moose is done with doctors.
I'm telling you, it makes me. I definitely would like to get rid of the doctor I have, but I have to replace it.
Well, that's another thing, because all doctors are not created equal. So,
Well, the one in the same medical building, I had one doctor for like 8 or 9 years or more, and he rejected me because I wouldn't take the jab.
Good night, Angie.
He told me to take a hike. Yet, I got the doctor that has the office right next to him. I said, I'm going to be walking through the same hallway. What difference does it make?
Right. My doctor, he actually was at the hospital I used to work at years ago, and that's when he became my doctor. And then he moved to another place over here in Muskogee, and we followed him over to Muskogee. And then now he's left there and gone somewhere totally different, and we haven't been able to follow him there. So, I mean, he's moved out of the area. So now we're having to, I don't actually have a doctor right now. Let's just put it that way.
I feel like I don't have a doctor right now because the one I traded, or the one I ended up with, is no better than the one I had.
Well,
they go on your arm. Okay, you're good. Bye. Oh, I forgot to read your papers before I came in. I was like, isn't that the whole point of me coming in? You know what those papers say about my blood work?
Yeah, that's what I like. Every once in a while, I like to go in and have my blood worked up and have them check all that stuff. And then they check my blood pressure and, just kind of see tune the old carburetor a little bit, just make sure everything's good.
Well, that's the one benefit I get from going to the doctor. At least I know I have a what is it called?
An idea of what's going on.
Something mind what? What am I trying to say?
I don't know. More and more doctors are being told that they have so much time to spend with a patient. Jeff, that is absolutely correct. I think my doctor, it was 15 minutes. I think that's what they wanted him to do. 15 minutes per patient.
Well, somebody's been getting at least 5 or 6 minutes from my time because he does not spend that much time with me at all. Not even the 15 minutes. That would be like long.
Yeah, but I think 15 minutes is how much time they wanted you to. But our doctor, he was mine and Christine's doctor actually, and he would shoot. There were some days we were in there for half hour, 30, 45 minutes.
Peace of mind is what I was trying to
Peace of mind.
think of it. I didn't have the mind to say it. But okay, yeah, I get peace of mind with my blood work because my blood work is right in all the parameters.
So Reverend Joe says my doctors get up to 7 minutes with me, and the same for the paperwork after. So they're working under that 15-minute deal, but that's 15 minutes total for them. That would be like 7 minutes checking you out, and then 7 minutes putting it all into the computer, ordering your meds and things like that, and getting it all tidied up for the billing process, I guess you'd say. Hey, Kevin Ellis.
Yeah, there are things that they're doing behind the scenes that you don't know about. But anytime I go to the doctor's office, that there might be one or two other people waiting in the waiting room. So I don't know, it's not like they're that busy. And there's 2 doctors to spread it out, and some practical nurses also that are taking some of those appointments.
Plan to save Social Security and Medicare is to let the older people thin themselves out. Well, that's kind of been the entire thing all the way through. If you think it's bad here, you should be in some of these other countries. Just saying.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
So Plywood saying hello to Kevin. But anyway, so what on my deal, we're going on Poverty Tour. We're going to be driving on Poverty Tour. We're supposed to be leaving the 12th from Joplin, Missouri. So we're going to drive up there on the 11th to Joplin. We're going to spend the night. We're going to take off from there. We're going to El Reno, Oklahoma. Then we're going from El Reno to Amarillo. The next day, we're going from Amarillo to Grants, New Mexico. The next day, we're driving from Grants, New Mexico to Globe, Arizona. And then we're going to be in Tucson, Arizona the day after. And we're doing it all in a 1977 Pontiac Trans Am 4-speed car that I actually have the engine out of right now. Because I'm replacing it with an engine I bought almost 30 years ago that was under a shop bench in the shop, and I'm going to put this old engine in that has been there forever because the cam is going flat in the engine that actually goes in the car. So wish us luck on this 1,500-mile journey across the desert in junk. So Advantage plans are being removed, right?
Kevin Ellis is in here.
Yep. I said hello.
Woodworks. I didn't. I just did. Thank you so much for coming in. Advantage plans.
Yeah, Medicare Advantage plans.
Sounds like Tractor Supply.
Well, they've had a bunch of different Advantage plans and stuff like that. Tony's going to see us in El Reno. Evelyn Newman is going to actually meet us in Grants, New Mexico. And we're looking forward to it. Me and the wife's going to jump in this old car, and we're going to drive across the desert with a lot of different people. I mean, one of them is, I don't know, you guys probably don't know who it is, but it's Pole Barn Garage. Pretty decent sized channel over here in Missouri, and several others. And we're going to be driving across the country in stuff that probably shouldn't drive more than 4 or 5 miles.
What? My doctor wants me to file a
compliance form.
compliance form so he can pretty much do anything he wants to you. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Thank you, Ian.
Sounds like
It's bucket list time, Ian.
sounds like bad.
Bucket list time. Don't wait too long. Just do it. Do the things that you always wanted to do and things like that. Turned 60 this year, so there's no more time. You just got to do it. So we're doing a bunch of our bucket list this year. We went to Alaska. We're doing this cruise, this drive to Tucson, and then after that, we're going to do elk hunting this year. Going to be elk hunting in New Mexico. So, yeah, we're doing it. Tony says, I hear you. And Tony's got some stuff going on in the background that a lot of you guys don't know about, and I'm not going to bring it up or anything like that, but Tony's doing stuff right. He's working on some of his bucket list stuff. And Ann says, that's right. Now is the time. There is no tomorrow, guys. It's not like you get to a certain age, you realize you can't go, well, one of these days I'll do it. No, you got to do it. You just got to do it.
So when is the breaking point? 56?
No. I wish I'd have started my bucket list stuff about 40. I really do.
I kind of feel like I'm doing some of my bucket list. You got my buddy to do it with me.
Yeah.
He'll sleep right through it.
Right. Do it while you can. You will enjoy it the rest of your life. That's right. Because I'm telling you what, your memories aren't even something that you can be guaranteed of. Because my grandpa, he died of Alzheimer's with Alzheimer's. He didn't die of Alzheimer's. He had Alzheimer's when he passed. And he didn't know any of us or any of the stuff he had done or things he had lived through. And so,
well,
I hate to be a bummer, but, I'm just saying.
Bumming me out.
bumming. I bummed Tony out. I told him about his knee replacement. Now I'm bumming everybody.
Yeah. Bumming him out about his bum knee. Do it while you can. So, I want to do it when I can't.
Yeah, do it while you can. You will enjoy it the rest of your
life. That's just the thing. Most of my life, I can't.
Yeah.
Then you get this window of like 1 year. Okay, do it all.
Yeah, that's where I think that's where I'm at. I got to get everything done here pretty quick. So, but anyway.
Well,
I'm looking up here and I see this, but
yeah. When the good Lord takes us, none of that will matter.
You're right. Exactly.
And do what you need to do.
Yep.
Do what you need to do to be with the Lord.
Yep. So anyway, it's
yeah, I see it. I see it, Johnny.
Okay.
So to everybody that came into the chat, thank you very much. It's nice to be back. Yeah, it's nice to be back. Last week was bummed. So thank you. And to all my moderators, thank you for, keeping everybody in line here. You guys are so rambunctious and rowdy. And Johnny, thank you for coming up on panel. And we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 9:00 Central. Bye for now.
Bye, guys. Go over to Peter, the Old Man King.